Hey guys, Dr. Tyler Hamel, Kingwood chiropractor and nutritionist. Today going over part 5, part 5 of my story. And all of these videos, if you hadn't watched them, go back and watch from part 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all geared towards trying to bring some, some hope and maybe some positivity for those folks that are out there that are suffering in pain, chronic pain. And I have been through just back issues and herniated discs and rotator cuff tears and the whole while, knock on wood, I haven't had to get surgery, and I've been able to continue to see patients in my office. This is over the last literally 18 years probably. And just remember, I've said this in the videos in the past too, that it's not simple. The therapy and the exercises and treatment, things like that, it definitely takes some time investment, some financial investment. And I think mentally and physically, mentally especially, it's pretty tough when you're going through, you're having a lot of pain and you're trying to fix it or get it better. Especially when you're trying to do it naturally, because it's just a slower process, unfortunately. Like you remember my first lumbar disc bulge or herniation, it took me a whole year of doing corrective exercises and acupuncture and chiropractic just to get a little bit better. Again, I thought about getting surgery, so on and so forth. You can watch that on the other video, but just keep that in mind. Like this takes commitment and going through a process, right? So you just need the right process to go through as far as therapy, supplements, working on your mental and physical self. So part 5, this story is back to my lumbar disc herniation, which is in a new one. So my problems have always been rotator cuff tears, 4 in the left, 3 in the right, and I had a lumbar disc bulge herniation about 18 years ago. But probably 6 months ago, 5 or 6 months ago, I was working out in the gym doing deadlifts, and I felt a sharp pain, and I wasn't doing anything super heavy, any heavier than I had done before, but I felt a sharp pain in my back, and I had to go down to my knees, and I kind of lied there in shock a little bit, and nobody knew that anything happened to me, but I was just trying to stretch and get it to feel better, but I knew something was wrong, right? So I had pain in my low back, pain in my right hip, and later on in that day, I had numbness in the front of my right thigh, and it just stayed numb. Like it probably stayed numb, like I couldn't feel it for a month, unfortunately. So when I was having these symptoms, I went and got an MRI because it felt like lumbar disc herniation, and it was. And the MRI report looked really, really, really bad. From what I've seen, I've seen lots of MRIs over time being a chiropractor. And this herniation, it kind of, I mentioned the jelly donut, but it squished and came out the back and it went up the spine. And I think it was 15 millimeters or 16 millimeters, which is, that's huge for a disc herniation. So it made sense that I was having that kind of pain based on what the MRI showed. And I talked to an orthopedic friend of mine and said, well, this is what's going on. This is what I'm feeling. What do you think? So he looked at the MRI and he said, he's a little more on the alternative side. He said, give it a little while and see what happens, because the lumbar disc, sometimes the herniation or bulge, it can get reabsorbed back into the system, which is great. So you don't require surgery. And it took me about a month before I started to feel better, doing exercises, corrective exercises, anything I could corrective exercise wise that would not irritate the back or down the leg. And I had a tough time. Same thing, working on patients was tough. Patient would come in, I'd work on them. When they would leave, I would lay down on the table, and it sounds funny. Even me saying it now sounds funny, but I'd have to do exercises like not all day, every day. I would do it when I was in there, when I wasn't seeing patients. And even taking my dogs for a walk, I remember I could only walk a certain amount. I had searing pain in the front of my right hip, and then the numbness into the right thigh. But and as the orthopedic, which was kind of nice that I met up with this orthopedic, and he's more alternative, but he said just kind of keep doing the exercises, stretches, and we'll see what happens. And lo and behold, yeah, it's a few months later now, obviously, but I don't have any of that pain anymore. I don't have any of the numbness anymore. In the lumbar disc issues I had before, I never had numbness to where like I couldn't feel, you can't feel the sensation on your leg, or for me on my leg. So I thought this was a new level of injury that, again, might require surgery. Kind of scary. But again, I stuck with it, and I did a whole lot of supplements. We do Ligaplex here. I did turmeric. I did fish oil. I did Go-To Cola. It's another one that's helps to heal and repair. I was doing ridiculous amounts of those supplements every day, hydrating every day. And some chiropractic too, that did not make my condition worse when I was getting treated. And that's what I did. I stuck with it, and again, it paid off. Like, knock on wood, I could be a little bit lucky with all of my injuries that they could have done surgery on each and every one, guaranteed. Some orthopedic could have done surgery on any of my injuries, but just because I'm a chiropractor and more alternative, I want to seek out everything possibly I can before making that decision for surgery. And I always encourage my patients to do the same thing. So if you're dealing with neck pain or back pain or herniated discs, so those are tricky. And like I said, you just got to put in the time and effort. You can't really make it any worse when you're doing all these exercises, but it's worth giving it a shot to see if you can help turn it around and get better. And yeah, that's my story for that. My last and hopefully final, injury or major injury that it was really scary and hard to work on patients and that kind of stuff. Keep in mind, like for me, somebody was asking me today, do my shoulders hurt anymore? And I have 4 tears in this one, 3 in this one, never had surgery. So yeah, they still bother me at times, but I do corrective exercises each and every day, pretty much every day for those, with the idea that they won't get any worse, right? So I feel good. I can play tennis. I can work on patients. Low back, same kind of thing. The disc is degenerated, so I can never regenerate that per se. But yeah, so sometimes my back hurts too, but I'm always doing the corrective exercises for that. So knock on wood, I can stay healthy. I can keep doing physical stuff I want to do and playing sports and things like that, golf, tennis, working out. I hope to keep doing that for, 20, 30 years at least. So if you guys had any questions about my story, this is the 5th side of it, 5th video. Any questions about rotator cuff injuries, lumbar disc or herniations, anything like that, or what I did, or maybe if you guys did something too that seemed to work really well, share it. It's always good to share these stories with other people in the community that are maybe in that same boat or looking for something that will help. As a chiropractor, I can't say I help everybody because it's not true, but I just think it's important for you guys to hear my story too, and kind of what I've been through, and really the time and the effort that I've put in to try to get better and stay that way. And I think that's why it has something to do with why I'm passionate about helping people and just, never having them give up and just to stick with it. There's a lot of quick fix stuff out there right now, but it is the last thing you ever want to get involved with. If you have neck pain or back pain or sciatica, it doesn't just take a week to go away, right? There's foundational things or postural things that aren't right that need to be corrected. So, Dr. Tyler Hamel, if you learned something from these videos, please like it, share it. That always helps bring new patients into our office that maybe would never think about coming in before, right? Because they saw a video or they saw something on Google or somebody's review on Google. I've been in Kingwood for about 20 years, and I plan to be here for longer, helping more people. So if you guys have any questions about our office or what we do, what insurances we take, please give us a call, 281-360-8387. You guys have a great day and a great holiday, and I hope to see you guys, if not this year, at the beginning of next year. And yeah, supplements, chiropractic, anything you guys need in terms of the alternative side of things, please let me know. Dr. Tyler Hamel, Kingwood chiropractor and nutritionist.